Hey YouTube, it's MIgardener, and today I'm making a grow light for you. Now, you don't have to follow these exact instructions. This is the Super Deluxe edition, and it ran me about $220 once I was all done with it. But to make a single one, because I'm making 4 of them, but if you'd like to make a single one, the lights that I chose to do were about $20 a piece, and then the rest of the setup costs about anywhere between $10 and $15. You could go cheaper, but it might not be as structurally sound. I choose to grow big or go home, so I'm going to do the best that I can possibly do. So I'm going to walk you through how to do it. Again, it's kind of a trial and error thing, so I might not even be doing it the right way. There's probably a better way to be doing it, but the best way to do it with this kind of setup is the way I will be doing it. But if you have a better way to do it, more power to you. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to walk you through it, and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right. So what I have here is just some heating ductwork, or the heating pipe. And these go on like the tops of furnaces and stuff. You can get them at pretty much any hardware store. And then I have a 3/4 inch wood screw. Now what you're going to do is find the center, and I have a wood block underneath the ductwork here, so I don't drill all the way through. And you're going to want to start out slow until you puncture all the way through with the main little spear of the wood screw, and then I'll show you what to do once you have that. Okay, so I'm just got to the point where the wood screw tines are all the way down. Now here's the crucial part. You have to go very slow just to make a nice, neat circle. And if you did it slow, you should have a very neat hole. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. It should be a very neat hole. It shouldn't be all frayed out and stuff from the center. It should be just a really nice, neat hole. The key is going slow. Once you have a groove formed, then you can go a little bit faster. But you don't want to go too fast. And then you should end up with a little mini washer almost. And so now I'm going to show you the next step. Alright, so now once you have the hole drilled, you're going to want to switch to a 3/4 bit, or whatever diameter you're using for your cross beams. Now your cross beams will go across like this, and you'll be able to stretch out the heating duct according to, here I'll move you just a little bit there, and I'll twist you up there so you can see a little bit more what I'm talking about. So you're going to want to separate this, obviously, to adjust for the amount of light that you would like to reflect. Obviously, the narrower it is, the more intense the light will be, and the wider it is, the more area you can cover with a single light. So I chose to go with a zinc-coated 1/4 inch diameter metal rod, and these are they're not ribbed, but they have the what do you call them, the little screw teeth things. I don't know what they're called. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. That way you can put a screw on them, and that way you can secure them in place. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to use, again, a wood bit, because speed is not key here. You want nice, neat holes, not crazy, intense, insane holes. So what I'm choosing to do for a guide is I'm just choosing to go about an inch in and an inch up and 2 inches in from the edge here, and I'm gonna do that on both sides. And again, you want to start slow and then speed up as you start getting a groove. Alright. And you should end up with a nice neat hole, just like that. Not a giant punch hole with a bunch of frays. It does fray on the back, obviously, but that can be filed down or clipped off. I choose just to leave it because it actually holds the metal rod in place a little bit better. So I'm going to actually choose to leave that on, but it can be filed down if you choose to. So I'm going to get the rest of the holes drilled and I'll be back with you. Alright, so next what you see is a close-up of a 5-foot extension cord. Nothing big, just your average cheapo extension cord. Now what you're going to want to do is, since you don't want this end, you're going to simply bring out the vandalist in you and clip that off. Now that can probably be recycled for some copper or whatever, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to toss it. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the ribbed side, and if I could focus, that'd be lovely. Hold on. Alright, so there, as you can see, there's a ribbed section and a smooth section. That will come in play later, as you will see. I will now zoom you back out. Actually, I don't have to. I just need to move you a little bit. Okay, so now that you have this cut, you're going to want to take just a blade or something. Be careful now. If you're a kid and you're watching this, have your parents do this for you, or if you're an adult, just be careful. I almost cut my finger quite a few times trying this, but you don't want to cut all the way through. Just cut till it reaches the plastic. Then you're going to take, since there's a divide in between the two, you're going to take the blade of the knife and just cut down that. So you have that. Oops, sorry. So you have that, and then bend this back and forth and simply. It's not that simple, but simply pull off the plastic. Now I don't have the wire strippers, but those would come in handy, and most people probably do. So most people who have wire strippers, oopsie, wow, and that happens. Okay, so you have exposed the wire. Then next, you're going to want to do the same thing to this side. Make sure every single cable, or make sure every single wire that is on this side is on this side. Don't let any go over to this side. Separate them. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your blade and just separate the two, because you're going to need that separated. Okay. So once you have that separated just a little bit, you're going to take the next component, which is the light socket. This is a pre-wired socket with a 6-inch lead. You can get these at pretty much any hardware store. Again, they already have the pre-stripped wire. Just pull them off. Those are really simple. Now, here comes the point where you have to remember the ribbed side and the smooth side. The black cable goes with the ribbed side. The white cable goes with the smooth side. Black ribbed, white smooth. Now you're going to take the two and twist them together. And make sure they're all lined up here. Now you're going to take a insulator cap. Make sure that the gauge that the insulator cap has the correct gauge rating for the gauge of insulation you're using. This is a 16 gauge rated insulator cap, and this is a 16 gauge extension cord, so it works. Then simply take it and jam it in and twist, and by the miracle of physics, it pulls it right in somehow. I still don't even really know how that works. It's just really sweet. And you'll feel it catch. Twist it all the way on, not too tight, but so you can't pull it off. Then you're done. Okay? So, now that you have all that set up, I'm going to show you the next step. Okay. I simply found that it just will work definitely a lot better if you simply put a washer right on the top here, then feed it through the hole, then put the large washer on the back. I'm going to twist it around so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you have the large washer on the back. And then you're simply going to take your smaller washer. And like I said, this is kind of a learning process, but I do have it all made up in my head. I'm just revising it so it's easier for you guys. Alright, so I got the lighting all hooked up. I got the cord in the back, and I have the main socket coming out. Now, as is, if you had one big light, you could just hang one big light from this, and the big washer in the back is going to prevent this thing from falling through. But since I have two lights, I'm going to take the simple 45-degree Y spreader, or you can get a pre-made socket online, but they're very hard to find. I searched everywhere for them, and I could not find them. Basically, what you're going to want is you're going to want the Y, the legs of the Y to be running parallel with the Growlight. Obviously, because if they were turned like this, your lights are going to be hitting the edge, and that's not good because compact fluorescents are very, very fragile. And as you can see, I got the 300 watt light bulbs. Pretty big, and they'll just screw right in. They are the regular base, the medium base, but you can also get them in a mogul variety as well. I got both. I have both varieties, so I'm waiting on a mogul to medium base, which you can usually order online, but I just chose not to. Now I'm going to let that hang there for a second while I get my next light. And of course, you don't have to go this overkill. This is just my choice. This is just my choice to go with this overkill. And obviously, this is the most dangerous part. You should do this while it's hanging, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you what it looks like with the lights in. Now I also will have hangers, but as you can see, the lights hang in there just fine. And my dad is going to plug it in to show what it looks like. As you can see, it illuminates very nicely, and you can adjust the angle of the reflector as needed. And also, you can take some chocolate, your basic milk chocolate, and rub it on the top of the reflector, and that basically will wax it so you can get additional reflection capabilities. And it's always not good to let your compact fluorescents just drop like that, but I did it with grace. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode on how to make a grow light. I hope you learned something. I hope you decide to go overkill like I do, but like I said, you don't have to. And as always, remember to grow big or go home. See you, YouTube. Bye.